Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, today we're going to talk about all the gun bills that are going through Congress at a very high level. They're kind of flooding the system. They're flooding the zone, if you were to put a football term on it. But how do we actually separate the wheat from the chaff? How do we actually come in and organize it, put a plan in place, focus on what we need to focus on without getting lost in the woods? We're going to focus on that today and do it real quick. Now, I'm going to throw something at you guys real quick. If you're watching the news and you're watching current events, the number one thing that I'm going to advise you on, of course you have your own thoughts, but let that one play out. I know that the natural thought process is where the next steps of that will go. I personally don't believe it's going to go that way, just from what I've seen so far. So stay the course. Don't let it interrupt on what we're doing, what we're focusing on, because we are making moves on this channel, and it's us together, and we're going to make this happen. Now, if you are new to the channel, we have a goal of 350,000 subscribers by June 1st, set by the subscribers and myself. If you're new, we'd love to have you on board. We try to earn every single subscription. If you want to, jump on here. We'd love to have you in here. We're making a big difference, and it's really awesome to have you along. If you guys are looking for our newsletter, we send out ammo links on Tuesday nights and Friday nights. Tuesdays for rifle, Friday for pistol. If we can find something, we send it your way. It's completely free. It's a link. It gives you the option to buy something if you need it. But if so, it's in the description box below. But now let's get to the content. So, I'm going to focus down on all the bills that are going through Congress right now. There's a bunch of gun bills, okay? But I'm going to talk about the first four that are the most important, at least in my opinion, and then how we're going to address them as a team. So, you've got H.R. 8, H.R. 1446. Then you also have the new NICS bill that's in the Senate that's coming out. It's kind of like a counter to H.R. 8 and 1446. And then you have the Feinstein bill, okay? On the Feinstein bill, think of it as the most extreme version of a gun bill in all the ones that are out there, okay? So, if you're looking at organizing a room, right, which is what we're kind of doing with these different bills, if you want to put everything in place from a priority standpoint of what needs to be sorted out first and what is contingent on what you fix first, that California Feinstein AR ban, that one's kind of last. And here's why I say it's last. Everything in the gun ban bill from Feinstein is on the extreme side of the spectrum. That one is contingent on H.R. 8 and 1446. Now, when you go to H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446, those are the two that passed the House, and they're both sitting in the Senate right now. If you were paying attention to my videos previous from this week, H.R. 8 and 1446, the sponsor of the bill, Clyburn from South Carolina, who's a Democrat, openly said it's not going to pass the Senate as long as the filibuster is in place. Now, of course, we're going to do another video on the filibuster, so just hold on a second on that one. So, if we're focusing on these bills, what we need to focus on and really hone in on is 8 and 1446. And the reason why is because if 8 and 1446 fall short and don't pass through the Senate, like it looks like they're not going to, the Feinstein gun bill is an even further reach. And if the shorter term, easier doesn't pass with the 8 and 1446, then Feinstein's bill is not going to pass either. That filibuster is holding the line. Now, here's somewhere else it gets very interesting, because we put in the NICS Denial Notification Act, I think that's the name of it, that the Republicans and Democrats are kind of countering H.R. 8 and 1446 with. That one basically attacks 8 and 1446 and says that's not a good option, here's our counter. Now what that does is that brings support away from 8 and 1446 right on that NICS bill. Now if that NICS bill is the main focal point, you're not really going to get it two gun bills through in the current situation that we're in. So that's kind of the hierarchy of where we're sitting. We need to focus on 8 and 1446, because if those stop, Feinstein's gun bill has no chance. If those go through, Feinstein's gun bill has potential momentum going forward. It's still a hell of a reach, but it's harder than getting 8 and 1446. So really, where this all falls down, this all falls on that filibuster. And you guys have been really epic in the comments. Like, you've been nailing the filibusters coming up. And we're going to do more videos on the filibuster because Biden's getting a little wishy-washy on it, right? Last week he said, I think the filibuster should stand as is. This week he's saying we should change the rules but keep it in place. So it's up in the air. There's a lot going on. Keep checking back in here, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think of that strategy of focusing on 8 and 1446? Because that is basically the plug in the river holding all the water back. But until tomorrow, I'm Braden. I'll see you guys later.